Hi, welcome to our first video for Millennia. I am Ian Fischer, co-founder and creative director at Seek-Prompt Games. Today we're going to be going over the core pillars for Millennia. So if you think about a concept of national identity, of national reputation, things that a nation is known for, say Swiss banking, German engineering, Hollywood is a center of entertainment, we wanted to capture that in Millennia. We do this through national spirits. National spirits are small tech trees that you can choose between and plug in to customize your nation. Spartans are a good example. If you want to have that as part of your identity, if you want to have that elite warrior as part of your national identity, you can take the Spartans' national spirit early in the game, and that will provide you with the techs and the units and the bonuses that are required to field that type of military. For alternate history in Millennia, we wanted you to feel like the guiding spirit of a nation. We wanted to feel like you were leading your people through 10,000 years of history. In the real world, history is the result of decisions. And that's true in Millennia as well. You can move from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age to the Age of Iron to the Age of Kings. You can keep everything in a place that is known history. You can also make decisions to let history get off the rails. You can move into more what-if territory. You can end up in the Age of Heroes, the Age of Plague, the Age of Visitors. If you allow early warfare to get too out of hand, you can end up in the Age of Blood, which is this period of endemic warfare, widespread fighting. The Age of Blood will entirely replace the Age of Iron in this scenario. It creates a very different timeline, a different experience for you. The combination of all the different ages we have in the game and all the different ways that those can fit together, it creates a very different experience depending on what ages the player moves through. This creates vast replayability. Millennia features a deep economy model that brings some new gameplay to the 4X genre. The basis of this is our needs system. Essentially, every region you have, every capital city, has a population, and that population has needs. The larger the population, the more advanced, the more needs you have. You start off very simple at a low population early in the game. That new region just needs food. After a certain period of time, after it grows, you're going to start to need housing. As you get larger and larger and larger, more needs come into play. People start to need luxuries, they start to need information, they start to need power, they start to need education, they start to need sanitation. The larger and more advanced each one of your capital regions gets, the more you have to work to provide for them. The chief way that you provide for those needs is through goods. Our goods system at the baseline is sort of simple. If I build a forester in the forest, they chop down the trees and they give me logs. If I have the logs at the end of the turn, those logs turn into production. It's more production than I want, I can just cut down more logs, I get more production, everybody's happy. I can also take those same logs that I'm cutting down and I can send those from the forester to a saw pit. And at the saw pit, those logs will get turned into lumber. Lumber is worth more production at the end of the turn than logs by themselves are. So the process of creating that goods chain, of moving from the forester to the saw pit, allows me to get more production out of that same tree. This is extended, and it depends on what good that I'm working with. There's more than 100 goods in the game, and it depends on how the chain is put together. But sometimes I just get that additional depth. I'm just building another layer of this. Farms are a good example, just like the saw pit. If I have a farm, it creates wheat. I can send the wheat to a mill. I can have the wheat turned into flour. From there, it gets sent to an oven. At the oven, it gets turned into bread. So there's 3 steps that are created there. That provides me with more food to meet the needs of any capital region. So warfare in Millennia involves armies, and you structure armies out of different types of units. When your army goes and gets into a fight, we show you a short scene, and you get to see how you fared in the battle. The structure accomplishes 2 of our objectives for combat. One, we wanted there to be some deep and interesting decisions in combat, and we get that through the makeup of the armies, through the way that you decide to structure your army, how you decide to fight. The other is, we wanted this to be fairly seamless. We want to keep you in the strategy game. So we show you the short scene, it's fun to watch the combat, and you get some information about how you did, but we get you right back into the strategy game without you losing your place. Thanks for watching. Remember to wishlist Millennia on Steam and follow us on social media to get notification of our next video, National Spirits.